Hello, my name is John, and today on Mono Story we're going to be talking about Who is Kiri? So let's get into it and find out what it's all about.
I seen you looking at me.
Yeah, out of pity.
Don't you say that. Don't you say that if it ain't true.
God, stop. The hell are you doing?
Kiri Shirakai is the granddaughter of Itsuo Shirakai, the creator of the Lei White Purity style. She works for the Kabunabi and is a part of the Izaru squad. She was taken care of at times by Samura and Uruha when she was a little girl, and her choice of weapon is known as a Odachi, which is a very long sword that requires two hands. And the reason she uses this sword is because Itsuo Shirakai, her grandfather, believes that women should not use a sword. So her response to that is to use the biggest sword. Now, what makes Kiri so important or interesting is that she is the granddaughter of Itsuo Shirakai, and in order to be the granddaughter, that means there has to be other people before her to make her exist. And so in this case, we have three people who are unaccounted for. And so the first person we have to learn about is her grandmother. Who did Itsuo Shirakai marry in order to have a son or daughter who would have been related to Kiri? And from Itsuo's statements, he doesn't like women having swords. So we know the grandmother most likely wasn't a sword user. And on top of that, we haven't really been introduced to any older women of that age in Kagurabachi yet. So we're unsure who she is and what her relationship to not only Kiri but Itsuo was at the time of maybe them getting married or when they first met. However, they came together. That is important for the story. But as of now, the grandmother is very much unknown to us all. And so now that only leaves a son or daughter in which Itsuo and Kiri's grandmother would have had to have had in order for Kiri to exist. And so based on Itsuo's statements, we can assume that the mother did not use a sword. So we have to assume that the father was the one who was related to Itsuo Shirakai. And in this case, what sword abilities did he use? Or did he have a sorcery ability as well? And in that case, what was it? Additionally, did he actually learn the Purity Lei White style? And so he was also able to use it. However, if it was the case, why was it never mentioned and only mentioned that two people, Samura and Uruha, were able to learn this style outside of Itsuo Shirakai, the creator of the Lei White Purity style? My only assumption and guess on the father of Kiri is that it is Izaru, and Izaru not only looks similar to Kiri but also Itsuo, so it would make sense that it would be Izaru. However, that is only speculation. I cannot 100% guarantee that that will be the case as the story progresses. Now, there is a slight contradiction to what I am saying, and that is with the statement Itsuo is constantly saying that women should not be using swords. And the reason I say that is because it is also a possibility that both the grandmother and mother were sword users, and because of their weakness in using the sword, they were ultimately deleted by somebody else in a sword fight. And so Itsuo does not want to see another person be deleted by a sword, especially someone who he cares about. And so he knows that Kiri, being another woman, will go through the same fate as both the mother and the grandmother if she continues on using a sword. Itsuo does not want to see this, so he is constantly saying to her and making sure she does not use a sword. However, ultimately he couldn't stop her, and she is now using a sword, meaning that she is potentially going to have the same fate as both her grandmother and mother if that theory holds true.
The rifle is the first weapon you learn how to use. No. Now.
Can we try with real bullets now?
Not today, let's pack up.
Kiri is an underdeveloped character. We've only seen her in one fight during the Kabunabi Assault arc. However, I'm very excited to see her in future arcs and find out more about who she is, her past, and how her abilities actually work in a different setting. And hopefully when we see her once again, we'll see the one and only Itsuo Shirakai. I am still waiting for him to not only be entered into the story, I mean, we are on the Seitei War arc now, and we have still not seen him. I'm waiting for that cameo when he does appear, and maybe he'll even show up in other parts of the story before we get back to the main story. But that is my thoughts on Who is Kiri. I want to hear what you think about Kiri. Is she a good character or not, and why? So please write that down in the comment section below. My name is John from Mono Story. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and press the bell button, please do so. And until next time, I will see you on another Mono Story.